What's up, YouTube? It's JSB and St. Patrick, and we got just a manga review. We're gonna talk about chapter 1188 of One Piece this week. If you haven't read the chapter, then you need to exit stage left, so you don't get spoiled or nothing. But if you read it, feel free, stay here, listen to me talk about it. This was, to me, one of those defining chapters of One Piece. One that, to me, I can go back and reread. Maybe some other fans can reread it too, because it was one of those ones that just kind of stood out amongst a ton of chapters as it is. Our main character, our lovely rubber man, Luffy, he got his ass whooped this chapter. It wasn't even pretty bad. He got fucked up pretty bad. Kind of reminiscent of when Crocodile whooped his ass the first time they fought. But as much as I love Luffy, I think he didn't need it, because ever since he's obtained Gear 5, a lot of the battles have been pretty easy for him. Lucci Mane, Kizaru, even fighting Kaido, once he actually turned and the Gorosei, it's all been a breeze so far since he's had Gear 5. This is the first time since he's had it that, it didn't look good for him. And he needed it. So this chapter starts off, it starts off with, we see like a little flashback with Loki and Emu. It looks like a phone call. It's staticky. They can't really understand each other. Emu answers and says, "It's Emu, who is this?" We get another silhouette of Joy Boy. He says who he is. Kind of makes me interested, because I really want to see what happened between the two, because it's implied that the both of them were good friends before the war happened, and there might have been some betrayals and that. So I'm looking forward to getting that flashback of 800 years ago and seeing more of Joy Boy and Emu and the rest of the crew, and what all happened between them. And then we see Luffy, he's fighting, and I like Emu's fighting style. He does have the devil's fruit, so it looked like he can kind of switch up his attacks. He looked like he had a Gamu Gamu attack where he was able to land a hit on Luffy, and Luffy transformed using Gear 5 shenanigans into a genie, which I know a lot of people were kind of up in arms about why he just randomly turned into a genie. But to my knowledge, Majin, just knowing like Majin Buu, Majin Vegeta from DBZ, I think it means demon god in Japanese. Don't quote me on that. So there was a little more reasoning to him turning into a genie than just, oh, I'm gonna just turn into this, Aladdin character. And another little funny joke, I think this is the second time where he's accused Loki of being dead, and Loki's had to correct him. And Emu tried using another attack to try to finish off Loki, but Jimby saves the day. One thing I love about Jimby's character, he's so well loved in the verse by the Straw Hats. Even though he's the one of the newest members, everybody on the crew loves him, and he has that just uncle type of personality. He protected Loki without even knowing who he was. Hey, Luffy wants him protected, so he did. Even Ragnar's, he's enamored by him. And so Jimmy's protecting him, and then we learn again where the Straw Hats, where we know that there's more than Gorosei and Holy Knights, and the Straw Hats don't know that. And Brook knows that the world government is shrouded in mystery, and this is the second time that Brook has been recognized simply by his afro. And I just remember back in Thriller Bark, how much he loved his afro, just seeing how important of an aspect that is to him right now. And Emu was there back when Shuri killed her dad back then, and it seems like he does remember Brook from back then. But if he can remember stuff from 800 years ago, I'm pretty sure remembering stuff from about 50 years ago isn't going to be a problem to him. And start off with more fights. Emu's using some more attacks, getting the upper hand on Luffy. He used and I said before, I do like how he fights with his sword. He was able to kind of clear a pathway because Luffy kind of kept running from him, and he pretty much ended the chapter with stabbing Luffy through the chest and telling him that he knows he's not Joy Boy, because Joy Boy wouldn't be this week, which shows some respect to his former friend slash enemy. And that was, pretty much it for the chapter. Now, I did believe, I said a couple of videos ago that Emu right now is going to get the upper hand on Loki and Luffy before, he has to go back to the Holy Land, because we know he's kind of running on a limit right now, being outside, and, he's shaping pretty much, I'm pretty sure 99% going to be the final villain, and, they're not going to beat him right now. So, he had to show off, show out, look strong, and which he did. He was very impressive to me against Loki and Luffy. And now I think we're going to have to see more with Luffy as far as training goes. Now, my thing is with him, it's going to be, funny, because, he has his whole kit right now is pretty amazing, as far as he has all the Haki types. He's awakened his devil fruit. The only thing he really needs to, I would say, work on is his stamina with using Gear 5. But I'm just trying to see just the level, the difference in power between these two. Like, what more can Luffy actually learn right now to actually put him on the level of Emu? And, I don't know if it's going to be one of those fights where he's going to need help from Loki and, the implications of it being Blackbeard. But I know as of now, they don't stand a chance against the final villain. And, like I said before, this is just one of them chapters I can kind of go back and reread, just because it was a very, good chapter. And I love Luffy as much as the next fan, but he definitely needed this ass whooping right now. But anybody that read the chapter, write in the comments below, what did you think about it? Did you like this chapter? What did you think about the fight, Emu's fighting style, all of that? What do you think is going to happen as far as Luffy training? Now, there is a break next week, sadly, to be expected though, and so hopefully, we got another 2 weeks to theorize and brainstorm what was going to happen in chapter 1189. If you like what I talk about, please like and subscribe. I would definitely be here to talk about the next chapter in a couple weeks. And on that note, JSBN St. Patrick, I'm out.